Welcome back to 1111, friends. For listeners in the United States, today is what's called Memorial Day. According to the website run by the U.S. Department of Veteran Affairs, Memorial Day, a federal holiday held the last Monday in May, is the nation's foremost annual day to mourn and honor its deceased servicemen and women. Originally called Decoration Day, it was formalized by a Memorial Day order issued by Grand Army of the Republic Commander-in-Chief John A. Logan in 1868. Today, we're going to look at the earliest observances dedicated to those who gave their lives in service of their country. In the waning years of the Civil War, 1861 to 1865, and immediately afterward, communities in the North and South, black and white, decorated soldiers' graves with floral honors on springtime decoration days. The practice of strewing flowers on graves has been documented from classical Roman times to Western Europe in the 19th century. On May 5, 1868, the Grand Army of the Republic, GAR, a politically powerful organization of Union veterans led by Major General John A. Logan, issued General Order No. 11, or the Memorial Day Act. This issuance formally established Memorial Day as a decoration day on which the nation would remember its war dead and decorate their graves with flowers. In subsequent decades, competition flourished to claim when and where the first such gathering occurred, in one way or another. Recent scholarship, however, points to the ladies of Columbus, Georgia, who in April 1866 lobbied for a clearly defined Memorial Day on which to place flowers on the graves of Civil War dead. General Logan was aware of these memorial efforts and their origin. In a speech given at an 1866 Independence Day celebration in Salem, Illinois, he spoke of the practice of floral tributes in the context of post-war black civil rights and compares traders in the South that have their gatherings day after day to strew garlands of flowers upon the graves of the rebel soldiers, to a black man who has gained his liberty by the march and prowess of American arms, who shall come along with a basket of flowers to strew upon the grave of some poor loyal soldier, that he shall have the right to do it. Nonetheless, the GAR officially credited an anonymous comrade who had written to Adjutant General Norton P. Chipman and recounted how in his native Germany it was customary to visit cemeteries and strew flowers on the graves. Then Chipman elevated it to General Logan, who added several paragraphs and issued it as General Order 11. Mrs. John Logan, a force in her husband's successful career, also took credit. In her autobiography, Mary S. Cunningham Logan presented the idea of placing flowers on soldiers' graves to her husband after returning from a Confederate cemetery in Virginia, then recounted that General Logan felt it was not too late for the Union men of the nation to follow the example of the people of the South in perpetuating the memory of their friends who had died for the cause which they thought just. General Logan's adoption of the Southern custom was transparent to nearly everyone living in America in 1868. But as the author of General Order 11, he was truly responsible for making it a national responsibility. There will always be more to discover in the written record about the evolution of Memorial Day, but with the perspective of more than 150 years, it may be less important to identify the holiday's first observation than to understand how profoundly the large number of claimants to its origin indicates the ubiquity of the impulse, North and South, white and black, to commemorate the dead. The website has a couple of lovely stories about observances during the early days of the federal holiday. You have a choice of tiny tasks today. Number 1, reach out to someone who has lost a loved one in the armed forces. If you don't know anyone who fits that criteria, number 2 is a wonderful option. Consider paying a visit to a memorial park to decorate the graves of the fallen with flowers. Number 3, pay a visit to a veterans center, preferably bearing baked goods. And finally, if you're unable to do any of that, post a remembrance on social media. Making sacrifices for one's country is not a bygone tradition. People are still doing it today, leaving loved ones to mourn them. While we can't abolish the barbaric practice of war overnight, we can offer compassion today, along with some flowers. Cherise des Sommes, everyone. Tuta.